All right, back on the Morning Brew, second half of the show. I want to thank Mayor Barry for being here today.
It was a great interview.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that time goes so fast.
Yeah, so many things to ask. Well, he'll be back, he said.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, on to the theater.
On to the
We
theater.
love the theater here on this show. Let me introduce our special guest here today. He is an impresario, which is something I've always wanted to be myself. But he is the real thing. Dennis Gromelski is with us. He's co-founder of Fusion Theater and the impresario, as I said. Also,
Does that mean vaguely employed, or what is?
I'm not sure what it
know what
means,
that
but it
means.
sounds impressive. And we have a real actress here today, too, Celia Schaefer. I accused Dennis of being an actor, and he really took exception with that. Great to have both of you. Celia, welcome.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's great to be here.
all right, well, we love theater on this show. Let's talk about what's being produced. Oh, I should say this segment is being brought to you by Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment Magazine, New Mexico's only magazine dedicated to arts and culture, available online and all around Albuquerque and Santa Fe. All right, so Celia, you're a working actress.
That's right.
Out of New York, right?
That's right. Yep.
A little highlight of your career, if you would, please.
Well, I actually met the co-founder of Fusion in college at the North Carolina School of the Arts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Jackie headed out to Los Angeles, and I headed up to New York. And I've been working in the theater there for over 20 years. Wow. And because it was New York, I also got involved in film and TV. So and I just started going out regionally again about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they're great parts to play. So
Good for you.
yeah.
We're thrilled to have Celia on board. As she said, she is a working actress,
Right.
and that's one of the things that we do as a professional equity theater company. We look for people who have the skills and the experience, and very importantly, she's conservatory trained, which goes a long way.
So, Celia, how did he get you to join in on this show?
The part and the play, it is such a gorgeous piece of writing. Yeah. And I wanted to work with Jackie again. Yeah.
The play's called The Other Place. It's by Sharr White, and it opens this week at the Sale Theater. Give us an overview of the play itself, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, the play, one of the niches that Fusion has found here in New Mexico as New Mexico's regional theater company is that we're thrilled to be bringing to New Mexico audiences works of great merit from the world stages. The Other Place, for instance, just closed on Broadway. I believe it was the end of last spring. Wow. And Laurie Metcalf had played the lead role, and she was nominated for a Tony for the role. The play was a finalist for all the big writing awards in New York as well. And we're bringing this to New Mexico as part of that same idea. We premiered our. We're just coming off semester break, so to speak. We usually take for our families December and part of January off instead of performing straight through. We started our season. We opened with Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, which was the national regional premiere of the show. And as part of our true regionalism, we tour our performances. Not only we open here at the intimate Cell Theater, but then also go on and perform at the Chemo, at Albuquerque Academy, the Sims Center for the Performing Arts. Our entire season now for the third year is at the Lensic in Santa Fe, and we also go beyond as well to this season. For instance, we performed at the Rio Grande Theater in Las Cruces, and our last play, The Mountaintop by Katori Hall, we performed at the El Moro Theater in Gallup.
Wow.
So we're
You're
really
touring all over the place.
yeah, we're touching on in all these amazing, vibrant communities that are really exploding in the arts, and with that, all the economics that are tied to that as well. It's pretty exciting stuff. So to get back to your question, The Other Place is. God, it's an incredible mystery thriller. I think we've been kind of calling it a medical marriage thriller.
Oh, well. Yeah, in most plays, the characters have names. Your character is the woman.
The woman. Yes, and it's kind of a three-part part, and I'm almost Juliana. That's the lead character. I'm almost her antagonist, doppelganger, pushing her
Oh.
along her exploration.
It's a cast of 4, but there are actually 9 roles,
Yeah.
I guess, ultimately in the play.
Oh, so you take
Ooh.
other people kind of.
But it's interesting. The woman has an arc through the 3 parts. It's really
It's incredibly difficult piece to get your head around
Yes.
as artists because it's so malleable.
Yeah.
It's straight through. There is no intermission, and your expectations and realizations of what's going on during the course of the play change at every twist and turn. You are constantly surprised. It's truly a
Wow.
pretty brilliant piece
Makes
of
it
writing.
kind of fun for the audience then.
Exactly.
I love watching stuff like that and not knowing what's
Yeah.
you think you have the story figured out and we don't.
Exactly.
precisely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the true beauty of this, and the reason that we chose it, because we choose our scripts having never seen the shows before. It's always
Really?
based on the merit of the writing,
Oh.
and how well it might have done in certain markets as well.
Yeah.
But I think this piece, as you're an audience member thinking about how, as you're sitting there, you're like, wow, look what's going on.
Yeah.
This is also the kind of piece that will provoke discussion well beyond after you get a cup of coffee afterwards, the next day, that kind of thing. It's I can't give away too much about it, but it's a pretty, I would even say, important piece.
Well, see, you're saying you can't give too much away, but I just want to know more. Like, can you tell us a little bit about, I mean, kind of the synopsis of what it's about, or is that going to give too much away?
Yes.
A world-class researcher, that's Juliana, played by Jacqueline Reed. She is, things are happening in her life. Her husband has filed for a divorce. Her daughter has, this is not easy.
Yeah.
It's been tough
Yeah.
to market this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her
She's
daughter.
back in touch with her daughter.
Yeah, she's back in touch with her daughter, who has gone and left with one of her much older assistants. Her health, she starts to have a very serious health concern, and a lot of what goes on during the course of the play concerns those ideas and what might be reality or not. It is a
Wow,
medical
okay.
marriage thriller. Thanks to Jacqueline Reed for that. by the way.
It definitely sounds intriguing.
So you're opening this weekend. Give us kind of a rundown of the schedule.
Yeah, we're only performing 2 weeks in Albuquerque,
Yeah.
and both of the 2 weeks are at the Cell Theater,
Right.
right downtown on First Street. And we are performing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 shows on Saturdays and Sunday. This coming weekend, I think we have about 3 tickets left for the entire weekend. So, yeah, it's the 16th through the 20th. The 20th through the 23rd, next Thursday and Sunday, that we still have availability.
Very good. Very good. And then you're taking it to Santa Fe as well.
Yes, up to the Lensic on March 7th and 8th. And, one of the things that people often comment on, for those of you if you've never been to the Cell, we seat only 70 there.
Yeah. Very
And
intimate feeling, yeah.
the intimacy is amazing, particularly when you realize that it's the exact same set that we use at the Lensic or at the Chemo.
Yeah.
In fact, when we go to the Lensic and the Chemo, we have to oftentimes narrow the width of the set in order to fit the proscenium. Our space is a little bit wider. But when we go into these other spaces, people say, how did you do this in a 70-seat thing? Where do the people sit?
Yeah.
I point to the stage at the Lensic and say, their feet are right there, which provides challenges for actors, certainly. Yeah.
I want to make sure we covered this. I do have a note here that says you have some other news. Did we cover that news, or
A couple other announcements, but that's okay.
if
Well, one of the things that we do at the Cell as well is we're a 2-month warning right now for any playwrights that might be out there. We have a short works festival called the Seven. It's now in its 9th year. Last year we received submissions from 44 states and six countries. We stage those professionally as well. That's going to be happening in June. And then I also wanted to make just a brief announcement that we're thrilled to be able, due to the assistance of the Urban Enhancement Trust Fund, Fusion will be touring in June after the 7th. Towards the end of June, we have adapted a multimedia ebook by Alex Paramo by the name of Princess Marisol and the Moon Thieves. And it's a play with music. It's bilingual and encompasses a great deal of the musical community as well as the literacy campaign here in Albuquerque.
That's amazing.
Celia, it's great to meet you. And,
Yeah.
Wonderful to be here.
This is a real treat to have professionals on stage for the play called The Other Place. And we want to thank Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment Magazine for bringing us this segment. You can have Albuquerque Arts Magazine delivered to your inbox each month. Just go to abqarts.com and subscribe. Back in a moment with more in the Morning Brew.